Hey everyone, welcome back to CryptoCache. Thank you so much for joining me here. I hope you're having an amazing day. We're going to take a quick look at YFI. And just before we do, we're going to look at Bitcoin first, just because it's important to understand kind of a little bit about what's going on there. And I can kind of summarize it for you. Bitcoin's pretty much just, a nice little green day here today with a little bit of a recovery. It's trending closer to about 47,500 and holding above that key level support level. And that's allowing for a lot of coins like YFI, for example, to flourish because of the fact that it's doing, we have a little bit of stability from Bitcoin, right? That makes a big difference. So just know that Bitcoin's in good shape right now and we don't need to worry too much about it. I think we're going to see a slow progression upwards here soon. The first week of January is always great, no matter what. It's just kind of the new year, no more taxes, at least for now. And that's essentially how that works. So if you're new to the channel, just got to throw this out here really quick. I love teaching people how to trade. This is for educational purposes. And it's not just a disclaimer. It's just, I truly love helping people become more financially free, right? And trading is a great way to do that. So I hope you learn a thing or two here today. If you want more of an in-depth hands-on experience where I teach everyone how to trade more effectively with best practice, I have a trading community where I send out signals for every single trade that I take. And I'm also rolling out with a trading academy near month end as well to kind of fill in the gaps so you understand how to become a better trader step by step. Okay, really awesome stuff. Now, take a look at YFI. Before we jump in, we like to look at specific moving averages, and we can see we're back above the 50 and the 200. This is extremely important based on the fact that that's been pushing the price action down for the most part this entire time, right? So to be back up above is really good. I like to see that. That's a really good sign for the macro. And we're also trending back upward closer to 70. If we can break 70 on the RSI, we'll be in really, really good shape. And what I mean by that is that's probably going to be this resistance level here, right at about 39,254. Okay, so that's essentially the highest point it could reach recently on December 20th. Had a nice little retracement. Of course, that was based on Bitcoin's, fear, uncertainty, and doubt. It reinstilled into the market, and now it's back up again. So YFI didn't take too long to recover, which is very, very nice. Came down, bounced off a key level support at 28,547. So good stuff here for YFI. All good stuff on the 1 day. And let's go ahead and take a look at the 4 hour. This looks a bit on the overextended side. Let's go ahead and just touch on that quickly. We can see we're well outside of those comfortable range of TD sequential. Because when you hit a 9, you're supposed to see the price go sideways or come back down. We hit a 9 and the price continues upwards. So just know that the expectation of the price coming back down soon is fairly high, right? We shouldn't expect it to come back or to continue progress upwards. If it does, it's just going to come crashing back down later. So I would like to see the price slowly consolidate down to about 34,700. So to say 34.7 as a round number, and then effectively be able to see the price bounce back up and continue upwards from there. Okay, I would like to see that just based on the fact that it would give us a healthier pattern here instead of just a sharp increase and of course a parabolic retracement. We don't like to see that. So ultimately, I think the time is right for YFI. Yes, it makes sense it's recovering, but this is a significant recovery, and it's it's up over about 35% in just say about 2 trading days. So again, not terrible, not great. I would just expect the price not to go much further here because it's very much overextended. Okay, so just something to think about there. Looking at some other indicators, we're also up over 70 on the RSI. And if you've seen my RSI video, you'll know that this is probably a good case in point where you might want to consider taking some profit. And the main reason why is just based on the fact that the RSI, when it starts traveling back down on the 4-hour chart specifically, you usually want to try to sell when it comes closer to 70 on the RSI. Now, there's no guarantees it's coming down right now, right? But it's overextended and the likelihood of it's fairly high. So we got to take that into consideration. Again, when you're trading, you want to just look at a lot of different indicators, kind of build a conclusion on why you should either take an entry or not, and let that be your determining factor. You can't use just one indicator at all times, right? This indicator is telling us we want to sell, but it doesn't necessarily mean we have to, because traditionally you want to wait for the RSI to come back down before you do so. But again, it's very much over on the overextended side too. So think about that, right? Those are things you want to understand. Moving on to the 1 hour, let's see if we also see something similar here. We're right at a 9 on TD sequential. So this kind of reaffirms the fact that we should consider trimming our position, or just, again, if this is a long-term hold for you, don't worry about it. This doesn't matter. But if you're swing trading or something, it wouldn't hurt to trim maybe 25%, small percent of your profit, and then re-add to your position when it comes back down to bounce off support at 34.7. Okay, just something to think about. But again, 9 on TD sequential on the 1 hour plus the 4 hour, you can expect a retracement soon. Okay, just know that. Don't be surprised when the price comes back down. But here's some good news, and this is the contrary information, right? That sometimes happens. Yes, we're overextended on the 4 hour and the 1 hour, But according to the Ichimoku Cloud, we still want to hold onto our position and not consider selling for some time, because the likelihood of the price coming back down and bouncing here and then coming back up could happen, right? And if that were to happen, then the price would be still free and clear of any price action. You wouldn't have had to sell in the first place, right? So again, depends on what kind of position you're taking, what type of goals you have for the coin. That really helps you understand what you want to do here next. But, big picture, I say dollar cost average if this is a coin you want to hold on to for some time. It's obviously done very well in the past, and I think 2x is a likelihood for this coin. But on the inverse, we also have some indications that we're overextended, but yet the Ichimoku Cloud is telling us we want to hold our position open. So again, a little bit of conflicting information, but I do think a pullback is likely. And, just say it pulls back and it comes back up again. It's all well and good. Ride it out, or consider adding to your position when the price comes back down. Maybe that's the best solution here. Okay. Again, a lot of different series, a lot of different things you could do, but it's looking good, honestly. Big picture, let's take a quick look at this here. Where could it be in the near future? Well, based on its recent movement, right? So it's increased about 106% as a rough estimate from its lowest point to highest point, and that was only in about 3 trading days. So keep this in mind, the price could really do the same thing as well in the next 3 trading days to bring us up over about 58,000. That could happen. Again, do I think that's going to happen? No, it's overextended, it needs to correct itself a little bit. We want to hope that it's not a correction like we saw right here, because that would be pretty big, because if it does that, then it might come back down all the way to about 31 and then come back up again. I hope it doesn't do that, because honestly, that would be terrible, but as long as Bitcoin doesn't drop below 46,000, I think we're going to be in good shape to see this continue upwards. It just needs to go sideways for some time before it comes up again. That's my personal opinion. I want to see 24 hours of consolidation at nothing else. One nice red candle and then continue back upwards. Okay, just so we get that little reset for the TD sequential and we can feel comfortable in taking a position or adding to our position later, right? So truth be told, we could see 60,000 from YFI in the next week or two. That is possible. Is it probable? I would say more so month end would be a likelihood of that if that were to happen. Okay, so again, not bad shape, because if you consider that would be about a 60% increase if you were to get back up to 60,000 from where we're at presently. Okay, so all good things here. Hopefully you learned a thing or two here today. That was my goal, and if so, go ahead and comment below. If not, that's cool too. Maybe consider becoming a community member, because honestly, everyone's finding great benefit. I've retained about 90% of my members, and we only have limited slots available per month. And with me rolling out that trading academy, I'm getting a lot of people wanting to come in and kind of just use that specifically, and that's part of the membership too. So just know that's kind of coming as a feature as well here at month end, and we're going to transition away from Patreon to a website platform to facilitate a much better learning environment. So it's all designed to help you get where you need to go. I've been trading for over 15 years, and I learned a thing or two in that time, and it's important to be patient and not try to let emotion rule you. Those are all little things I teach you along the way. I hope you have a good rest of your day. Thanks again for joining me here. We'll see you in the next one. Take care.